Rav Shaul, when he is writing in Galatians, there is a proclamation of the good news of what God has done for salvation for us. And word gets back to Shaul that what has ended up happening is, over a period of time, those that he carefully and lovingly taught life and truth to have come to a point where they believe that what Messiah Yeshua has done for them is only a portion of what is necessary for them to have a relationship with God. So for some people, they look at Galatians and they go, oh, it's all about being Jewish, or it's all about interacting with the Hebrew scriptures of the Old Testament, and there's a legalism that is involved with that. So if we only avoid the legalism that Shaul was upset about in terms of the community in Galatia, we will avoid the problem and the difficulty of Galatians. Now here's the problem. The problem is not that there was Jewish understanding. The problem was that those in Galatia had learned from Shaul what life and truth was. But as they'd learned what life and truth was, they had also ended up in a situation whereby they believed that what Yeshua had done and what was necessary for salvation, they were all for what Yeshua had done, but the problem was that they believed that it took what Yeshua had accomplished plus something else to be truly and fully complete and to truly and fully please God. And whenever you have a situation whereby people believe that they have to add some sort of works, some sort of point of culture, some sort of thing that they add to what God has done for us, what you're doing is you're insulting the original thing that God did. And Shaul, as he takes a look at the message that he's sending to Galatia, his message is simple. It's, for freedom we have been made free. We have been made to be free. Freedom is ours. And those who have been rescued and redeemed by the work of God through human history and the work of God through the death and the resurrection of Messiah Yeshua, there's nothing else that compares to what Yeshua has done. There's nothing else that is equivalent to what Yeshua has done. And most importantly, there is nothing that can add to what Yeshua has accomplished and to what God has done. And so Shaul, as he's dealing with folks who have come up with this legalistic aberration, this extra thing that they're doing, this thing that makes them proud and makes them convinced that they've really got it down now, because they don't fully trust what God has called them to and what God has done on their behalf, believing that I can do something that is more important than what God has done. And so taking what God has done and taking what I do, the combination of these things together makes me wonderful. Shaul sees this as falling short of what God called them to do. And he says, this is not good enough. He says, this is spitting on what God has done already. This is problematic. This is not trusting in God, but this is doing something new and something different and something that falls short of who God is. So it's important for us to understand that for freedom we have been made free. It is important for us to understand and to know that truly with what God is accomplishing. We are children of promise. We are those who have been provided for. God intends for extraordinary and wonderful and excellent things to happen and take place. God is not interested in our becoming proud about what we contribute that really is of no circumstance, is not eternally significant, but our thinking that we can put a process together whereby we can change the world, and what we do added with what God has already done for us is going to be over the top, and it is going to be the thing that is going to make everything complete. It just feeds our own arrogance. It feeds our own foolishness. It feeds our own stupidity. And we fall short because God has given to us. God wants us to receive from Him. God wants to see glorious and great and wonderful things happen and take place. Don't have contempt for what God's accomplished. Don't be crazy. Don't end up being overly proud. And don't treat with contempt what God has done on your behalf and get all proud and ratcheted up about what you think you've accomplished. Because God has loved us. God has rescued us. For freedom, we are free. We have been chosen as children of promise. Don't throw away your freedom. Don't throw away the promise that you've been given. And don't try and erect something that is inconsequential to substitute for the great and glorious and wonderful thing that God has done on your behalf. Shalom.